Hey everyone. We're just going to give it a few seconds while all the platforms connect. We are streaming on our Facebook platform, on our YouTube platform, on our Twitter platform. And if you are watching live with us, you can type your comments in below and we'll take the comments and see what we can do. If you are watching this on a replay, because we know 3 p.m. on a Friday, not everybody can make it for the live show. If you are watching us on the replay, we will do our best to continue answering on the comments. It just might take a little bit more time for us to answer your questions that way. But we're so excited to be here today. I've got Andrew with me. Andrew is leading up the Salmon Max line, which is what we're going to talk about today. So if you have questions about the other lines, we're not going to answer those today. We are going to talk about two exciting Salmon Max things. So Andrew, do you want to talk first about the brand new in-stock product?
Yeah, let's start off with yes, Salmon Max Wave 2, which they are truly enormous and deluxe sets. Look at the size of that. These guys are now in stock. All pre-orders have gone out and be fulfilled. It's been a long road to get here with this set. We appreciate everybody's patience, but they are in stock and they are awesome.
I mean, the backs of these packaging, talk about the comics that are on here, Andrew, because that was a labor of love.
So in this case, we're putting some of the existing relevant comics pages onto the backs. Here it's showing Salmon Max's encounter with Ratso the Octopus, who is included with Max, and he can, like hold his limbs up and stuff. You can display them like that.
We showed off Mitchell Wu's amazing image he captured with this set last week, where he's got Max kind of up in the tentacles, and love it. People are having fun with it.
Yeah, it's really fun, and this set came out great. I love it. And then the other Wave 2 set is, of course, the Rubber Pants Commandos. And those guys are just came out amazing. They are a dream. That banana's removable.
I think that might be my favorite feature, the removable banana.
The bottle's removable too. It was something that got added late in the game, and I think it's great. But yeah, these sets are awesome. They really expand your Salmon Max collection beyond the initial two, the standard Salmon Max. Yeah, we couldn't be happier to finally have these in hand.
Yeah, and as Andrew said, they're in stock and shipping. So pre-orders have all gone out. I know I'm starting to see a bunch of social posts with people getting them in hand, which is fun. So if you haven't ordered them, you can go on bossfightshop.com and order them now. But I think what people are really, really waiting on is talking about this brand new kind of Rotocast figures that we announced last week. So why don't you talk a little bit about the giant, they're 9-inch Rotocast figures?
Yeah, so the origin of this project is that it was something creator Steve Purcell really wanted. He has an incredible vintage toy collection, and he really wanted something that sort of fit into that sensibility. So these are a couple of Rotocast figures, which is the term for the molding type. You might also call them Sofubi figures. But yeah, they are made we made these in concert with a factory and a model shop that specializes in this type of product, because this is the first time for us doing this type of figure, and they are just super cool. They could not be more awesome. and that vertical image could not fit in that crop worse. Do you have another one you could switch to?
I do. I have Kaiju Sam up first. Yeah,
Yeah.
the format we have to put on this particular platform is a little bit harder to fit some of these vertical images, but you get a much better look here with the Kaiju Sam.
Yep. And so, to sort of talk about the premise is it's sort of a new scenario with Sam and Max, one that is well within the bounds of what's been established, but not a specific one we've seen in the comics or the games or whatever. Um, but yeah, we have this sort of kaiju monster inspired Sam, and he's got crazy reptilian lizard skin and all these sort of bony protrusions all over him, and very cool. He's articulated at the neck, shoulders, and hips, and is just a huge hunk of beautifully detailed plastic.
Do
um,
you want to? So the images you guys are seeing are
yeah.
not fully decoed. These
Yes. Yep.
are kind of from the shop. Kind of.
Yep.
You want to explain what stage we're looking at
Yeah,
here?
so
And how
these
the deco is
samples is we're beyond the sort of initial fine cut stage with these, but what they've done is they've gone and make a copper mold of those prototypes that is good for a small number of castings, and so they've created this set, which is they sort of threw them into colors at least close to what the production colors are going to be. But yeah, the Kaiju Sam is kind of like a cool dark color, and he has like metallics on his tie and stuff. It's very, very cool. And
the
we've got
brain is visible here, right?
yes,
That's
yeah, he has the visible brain on the back of his sort of bony protrusion hat shape. And the brain and the eyes on the Kaiju Sam are decoed hot pink, so they really pop off the much darker, sort of more subdued monster look there.
I love it, and I'm going to show off the Mecha Max as well.
Yeah, yeah, and the Mecha Max, he'll be when he's finished up, he's decoed in sort of a primarily just off-white kind of look with a bunch of really nice detailing on it. The There's some great little details in the treads and the various little nooks and whatever on the robot body. Um, but yeah, part of an interesting part of the scenario is that Sam and Max are essentially piloting the Mecha Max. The interior of the mouth is like a canopy window, and they are fighting the Kaiju Sam. Which how this happened, I don't know, but yeah, it's really fun, and these have been a blast to work on with Steve, and our freelancer Indigo Kelly has helped out a bunch with these. So it's been a really fun project.
That's kind of the fun part of the Sam and Max world is everything is just kind of like so ridiculous but amazing once it starts to tell a story together. And
For
so the idea that they're fighting this Kaiju Sam from the inside of this mouth, and it's just like we don't know how it happened, but it's happening. It's kind of that lovely Sam and Max universe feel.
Yes, for sure.
Oh
Yeah, you can
goodness.
see on the back there, Max has some nice detailing. He's got a jetpack, so very cool.
Yeah, these guys are really, really fun. And so let's talk about the campaign a little bit. So these are going through a crowdfunding campaign.
Yeah,
Let's talk through kind of like what that looks like.
yeah. So we want to take a different path with this project because it is a different type of product than we've done before. It is a higher price point than much of our other items, and it sort of offers us a good opportunity to sort of explore this slightly different model. um you know and so yeah, the crowdfunding is not going to be through um a crowdfunding platform. It's a function on our bossfightshop.com store. So that should be you know relatively pain free. I think for people, it's pretty easy to use, and yeah, we've got at least one retailer so far is also participating in the campaign. So Big Bad Toy Store is taking orders for these, and then they're gonna periodically give us their order numbers, and those will be added into the totals. But it's an option for you if you don't necessarily want to pay up front, which is something that our store requires in its functionality. So
Yeah, and I know a bunch of the mom and pop shops that buy from us direct have mentioned that they're kind of talking with their customer base as well. So if you prefer to buy from your local mom and pop shop, definitely talk to them and see if they're going to be kind of helping to put some orders in. Um, I think the crowdfunding is kind of a new thing for people with us. I know we started with the Kickstarter way back when. Um, but we've kind of kept everything in the shop since. So this is going to be a new one, and we have the target set at 750 pieces for these,
Mhm. Based on that being a percentage of the overall minimum order quantity we need to manufacture these. Yes.
and it'll be a relatively small run of these,
Mhm.
kind of limited edition, fun, just ridiculous Rotocast figures.
Yeah.
I think we talk in the store a little bit about, they're going to be in kind of special packaging. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we're still early days on developing the packaging, but the plan now is to do a really nice illustrated closed box, and then also offer sort of a polybag header card presentation inside that. That's still in flux, but that's the current plan.
Awesome. And I'm seeing a bunch of people commenting that they are ordering from Big Bad Toy Store, which is great. We do
Yeah.
not have the first round of Big Bad numbers in our store totals yet. Every couple of weeks, we're working with them to get those in so we can update and kind of keep the campaign moving, but definitely order from wherever you guys are happiest ordering from. But people are hearting these images and giving the thumbs up. So I
Yeah.
think these are moving well. What else do you want to talk about on these, Andrew?
Well, let me actually pick them up and put them in front of the camera.
Oh, let me take the images down then.
Yeah, there we go. You can see that these guys are a big chunk of plastic. Not heavy because of the Rotocast production method. They're primarily hollow, but yeah, you can really see some of the nice details in there that we sweated over quite a bit in creating the Kaiju Sam look. But yeah, he's got those bony plates on the back and the sort of spiky tail bit. It's got kind of underbelly scenario, and Steve coming up with the tie sort of being incorporated into that reptilian belly plate thing is just my favorite. You can see the collar even is kind of incorporated into the design.
It's
Um,
really fun.
yeah, and here's Max.
The grin just is so much fun on that toy.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It really came out great, and this model shop we were working with is great. They really nailed it with relatively little direction. Just tread detailing on the tank treads. So yeah, these are some pretty sweet figures.
Do you
And
have the Wave 1 that you can hold up for comparison for size?
oh well,
Or
I mean,
Wave 2, whichever.
here's what I'll do because I have Wave One is all put away on my shelf. One of the few spots in my office that is organized. But I'll hold it up next to the
The Wave
the
2.
Max there, and you can really see, that these guys are a much bigger figure than what we've done previously, and very much sort of in an appropriate size to this sort of old school vinyl roto figure.
Getting they're huge comments, some excitement comments.
Yeah.
It's great.
Um,
Cool.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. We're working on these has been a joy, and we're very excited. And we hope you guys will pitch in and get to enjoy them too. Because I mean, look, I've got my set. If these don't go, I've still got mine. So you guys better pitch in.
If these don't fund, you're going to have Eric Redlon paint them up for you, so you have a fully decoed set.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So crowdfunded campaign.
Mhm.
It goes until September 15th, if I remember correctly.
But the earlier you get in, the better, because that encourages other people to get in. So the closer we get to that, the easier it becomes for everyone to justify the purchase.
Absolutely. And Misha, we are so excited about these as well. So that's exciting. um, so yeah, get crowdfunded in.
Yeah.
In the meantime, if you're jonesing for more Salmon Max, wave 2 in stock and shipping. And if you have held out on wave 1, those are extremely low stock. So
Very low stock. Yeah.
yeah, if you've been waiting, now is the time to pull that trigger.
Yep.
Um, but I mean, I continue on social media every day to see us get tagged in, images people are taking playing with their Salmon Max. So it's a really fun line.
It
What's
is.
your favorite accessory from wave 1, and what's your favorite accessory from wave 2, Andrew?
You're asking me the hard questions.
Uh-huh.
Um, I know from wave 2, it's tough to choose, but Steve really wanted to do this sea creature head that comes with the Scuba Max,
That's
and
a
you
good
can
one.
see it's got like this like airbrush gradient on it, so it's like he's mutating into this sea creature when you put the head on. Just the best. Like, look at the depth on that. Like, the mouth separate piece. It's really cool. Um, for wave 1, it's the I don't see it handy. It's the telephone. It's the rotary telephone with the flexible cord. You can't beat that. Yeah, Indy is hey Indy, Indian's the freelancer that helped us out with these a bit. And yeah,
The rats
yeah,
are fun.
the rats are fun. We've discussed doing more with rats. And so maybe down the road, we will get to it. We would love to do more rats.
There's a rat that's included with the Epic Hacks pirate skeleton too, right?
True. But the wave 1 figures come with one
Yeah.
rat. But if we're going to talk about rats across the board, yeah, we keep making rats for some reason. I don't know what our deal is.
I personally really like the popsicle from wave 1.
Oh yeah, the Sam's orange popsicle. That
That's a
is, I
good
mean,
one.
the you know, to be honest, right, like, especially when talking about wave 1, that was something I fantasized about making for years, because Sam and Max never had any toys. But I've always been a huge fan of the comic, and so I had years and years to figure out which accessories should go with those first 2 figures.
Yep. Let's see. Scuba Max and Ratso look awesome. Any alternate Max figures coming soon?
So I'm gonna, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys something that we've never talked about, and there are no plans to move forward on it right now, but it's awesome.
Oh, Andrew, you're going to give me a heart attack here.
It's okay. So I don't know how much you're going to be able to see this, but this Max might look a little different. He's flocked. He's all fuzzy. And I've been looking for a place to put this into production. But yeah, we got a couple samples of these made up a couple years ago, and haven't found the place for them yet. But when we're talking about different Max figures, I want to put up the flocked one.
And what about Sam?
With Sam, yeah, we might do a flocked version of him. There's lots of different scenarios we've talked about. Whether that's different outfits, different things sourced from the comics or the games. Um, you know, yes, absolutely want to do it. Am looking for the Indy says the Fizzball game, which is the game established by Steve and I believe Mike Mignola and Arthur Adams, wherein they pitch beers at each other and hit them with a bat, and it was immortalized in a little Sam and Max comic. Yeah, like guys, if you buy enough, I will absolutely make Fizzball figures, but you got to buy it. You got to buy enough.
Well, the new exciting thing, let's kind of
Yes.
reiterate, are
Yes.
the Rotocast figures, which are huge and ridiculous and fun. And
Yes.
once they're decoed, they're just going to pop on your shelf. So definitely, if you are a Sam and Max fan and you want a ton more Sam and Max, the best way to do it is to go crowdfund this so that we start moving other things into production.
Right.
So we're getting the question about any villains.
Villain for Sam and Max. Yeah, we've looked at it. There aren't a lot of reoccurring villains in the sort of canon. Definitely we've looked at Sam and Mac, who is the fish-headed fellow. But yeah, again, it's would love to do it. Whether it's game specific stuff or something from the comic. And it's just a matter of having that response that tells us that we can go ahead and make that investment.
Yeah. These figures are just so much fun, and everybody just picks them up and plays with them constantly in the office. So it's kind of the go-to. Everybody just starts fiddling and putting them in ridiculous scenarios.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. So, that was a lot of information in a short period of time. Let's do a quick recap of everything in case you joined late and you're kind of still watching us live. So Wave 2 in stock and shipping as of last week, I believe.
That sounds right.
It's been a crazy couple months at Boss Fight. We've had container after container after container. So I think it was last week that the pre-orders were finally done and we got those up. Might have been earlier this week. Oh. So Wave 2 in stock shipping. Let's get your orders out if you've been waiting. Wave 1 low in stock. So make sure you get those in if you've been holding on Wave 1. And the brand new, exciting thing are these Rotocast figures.
Mm-hmm.
They are being crowdfunded. So, the earlier you can back the campaign, the better. Talk to your local store if that's where you prefer to buy. We know they're up on Big Bad Toy Store. They're up on bossfightshop.com, of course. And the numbers on bossfightshop.com do not reflect the retailer numbers and won't for a few more weeks while we kind of wait to periodically dump. So don't, I know the numbers are a little low right now. We know there's a ton coming from our retailer friends. But make sure you back it so that we can get these into production. And, they won't be a slow moving item once they get turned on.
That's for sure.
Yeah. And the factory we're working with is really great and specializes in this kind of stuff. So, All right, guys. So that was a ton of Sam and Max news. I did say we're not going to talk about other brands, but I am going to do a quick plug. If you've been watching our social media, part of the Boss Fight team is going to be at Powercon, August 11th through 13th, I believe. So if you are making your way to Ohio for Powercon, make sure you stop by. We're really excited to be there, be with our fans, and we are bringing a number of items that are going to be reveals or first looks. There's going to be a pretty big case of exciting stuff.
There's some big news coming from PowerCon, and there's some great products coming with to be sold. It may be your first chance at a few things. We'll see.
There's a couple items that are going to be literally right off the container that are going to Powercon.
Yeah, yeah, and I believe if this is any kind of added incentive, I believe our PowerCon attendees are going to be the sculpting team, Fred and Tony, possibly along with a special guest. So you won't even have to see me there. You can see Fred and Tony. They're much more pleasant.
No, it's going to be a good team, and we're going to have a lot of fun. And you know, the items that you guys are going to have first look at there. I mean, we'll do a boss fight live afterwards and show off images and things like that, but there's nothing like seeing them in person. So
Yeah,
if you're in the area or can be in the area, definitely check out PowerCon. It's going to be a fun show. And Sam and Max Wave 2 will definitely be there. So if you
yep.
like to buy it in person instead.
Although I hope you're not flying because these boxes are.
Oh, they're pretty big.
Better bring a big suitcase if that's what you want to do.
All right, guys. It's been a minute since we've done a boss fight live, mostly because our team has been unloading all the containers. But we're really excited to talk to you guys about Sam and Max today. We've got a lot more boss fight lives coming to give updates on projects and talk about really fun things. So definitely expect to see us a lot more over the summer. The team's really excited. We hope you guys enjoyed it, and you know we'll keep talking to you about all of the fun items. We hope you have a great rest of your Friday, great weekend. And definitely watch for a little reveal on social media about a new brand later today. There might be something talking about at San Diego Comic-Con this morning that we were then posting later today.
Yeah, we got a lot in the works, guys. We're very busy.
So keep your eye on social media. We'll talk to you guys later.